Today we have a big unboxing. So first up we have the YJ MGC 5x5 and the MGC 2x2. This 2x2 is not the elite version, so we won't really go into detail about that. This cube turns incredibly smooth and you can definitely feel the magnets as you turn. Corner cutting is okay, and reverse I would say is pretty decent for being a cheap 2x2. So a problem with this 2x2 is that every time I try to do an algorithm, it just feels really slow for me. And this is a problem when I'm trying to turn my fastest. So if I do an algorithm, sometimes it just slows me down a little bit. So I did clean this cube out and put DNM37 in it, so that it will become much faster for me. So this cube does come with washers and springs and measures at a normal 2x2 size. It measures at 50 millimeters and weighs 65 grams. And it does come lubed out of the box. After setting up this cube to my preferred tensions and lubing the cube, I was constantly getting consistent averages and my 2x2 was getting better and better. I wouldn't really recommend this cube to anyone that is just starting out, because you probably don't know how to properly set up a cube. But the Yuxin Little Magic M 2x2 would be a great option. Okay, enough of 2x2, now moving on to the 5x5. I personally think that this cube comes incredibly loose tensions out of the box. As well as the 2x2, it comes with washers and springs. But without tensioning the cube, it does tend to pop for absolutely no reason when I'm corner cutting during solos. As well as the 2x2, it comes incredibly smooth and has a nice, controllable feel to it. This is my very first 5x5 and was used in my reconstruction of my PB. Make sure to check that video out after. I am no expert at 5x5 and I don't really have any opinions on it, except that it feels really nice out of the box. Regular corner cutting is pretty great and reverse is okay. The only problem with this cube is that it does come too loose out of the box, but can be fixed easily with the screwdriver that comes with the cube. The cube has a strong magnetic field and is being used by the top 5x5 solvers. If you want to go a little bit over budget, then this is the cube for you. And if you don't know how to solve a 5x5, there is a pamphlet inside. Now, the non-end by ends. So we'll start with the Pyraminx first. I've heard that this Pyraminx is great and does hold the world record average by tomorrow. So I hope that it is good. And by the way, this is not the old Moyu Pyraminx with ball bearings, it is the magnetic version. So the magnets in this cube are pretty, I wouldn't say strong as the X-Men build, but they are weaker. So the cube does come a little bit slow out of the box, and I think it does need to be lubed. Corner cutting is pretty, I wouldn't say really good compared to other cubes, Pyraminxes. So yeah, I'm not really sure about Pyraminxes. Corner cutting is pretty good actually for reverse. Yeah, I've never seen a Pyraminx that can do this much for reverse. So I currently average around 15 seconds on this Pyraminx, which is okay, at least for me. I wouldn't recommend this cube for starters, but if you know how to properly set up a cube, this can be a great option. Now, moving on to the square one. Now, the Little Magic. This is my very first square one, and I just wanted to try a different WCA event that I can compete in. At first, I don't think there is lube inside of here. I know that you can't move the right side up and then do a U move, and this cube can shapeshift. The layers that turn 180 degrees are really smooth and loose at the same time. You could probably do a U6 on it. It is pretty fast. I know it will be a challenge trying to solve it and you can get parity, but if you do know how to solve a square one, then this can be a really fun event, as it doesn't take too long, such as a 5x5 and a 6x6, or even a Megamix. Finally, we have some lubes from the cubicle. So we have D&M, Lubical Silk, and Traxxas 50K. I've been recommended these lubes for my friend, so we have some fast lubes and a slow one. D&M 37 is a water-based lube, and that is very quick and speeds up your puzzle instantly you put a drop in. The lube is designed to be lubed from puzzles of any sizes, including Megamixes and square ones. As this is a water-based lube, don't apply this lube to the screws and springs because rust will occur. Traxxas 50K is a lube that can really slow down your cube. Since I could not get Wet 5, I just got this instead because they are pretty much the same. You can lube the core and the actual pieces with this lube, as well as the screws and the springs. Make sure to always put a little bit at first, or else the cube will become too slow and you feel like you have ruined your cube. Trust me, it has happened to me before. The Cubicle Lab Silk is a newer version of the traditional silk. It has that same plush feeling and controllable feel, but it does tend to make the cube slightly faster. This lube can be used on the actual pieces, and it does change the noise that your cube produces. Let's do a recap. So I love the MGC 2x2 a lot, and I think it still is a very good cube despite being very old. It has a wonderful feeling to it. You do need to set this cube up with some D&M 37 so that it does get a little bit faster, which is how I prefer the cube. I wouldn't really recommend this cube for beginners because you probably wouldn't know how to tension and lube a cube. For the 5x5, I think this is one of the best 5x5s currently on the market that is worth more than its actual price. Being at only 34 Australian dollars, it provides its owner a whole lot more than you would expect it. I would 100% recommend this cube to anyone that already has a 5x5 or is looking for one. Although it's loose, you do not need to set this cube as much as the 2x2 and will become your main instantly. Maybe not if you have the Volk 5M, but you should definitely check it out. The Pyraminx is not that great out of the box, and it is 16 Australian dollars. Correct me if I'm wrong. Although this is not that great, I wouldn't recommend this cube as like the 2x2. It needs a lot of work for it to be good. But I guess the world record average was set on this cube, so I can kind of say it is okay. My experience in Pyraminx is not very good, so don't take my full opinion very seriously. But if you are looking for a new Pyraminx, this is the best budget one. But is it the best one? Not really, if you ask me. For me personally, this cube does have some downsides as well as some positives. The X-Man bell comes incredibly well designed, and the magnets are really strong. So the budget would be the Moyu magnetic Pyraminx, and for the better one, I'm leaning a bit more to the X-Man bell, but just by slightly. The square one is an event that when I first ever knew about, I was like, this is not for me. But after a while, meaning 4 months later during lockdown, it was just sitting in my room, untouched, and I said to myself, I might as well just learn it, still have time. And here I am today, a square one master. Yes, I am Derpy Cuber. So I went and searched up a random tutorial and learned to solve the cube. And when it came to pouty,
Two hours later.
So yeah, I kind of gave up. But in the end, I learned it, and I am averaging around 1 minute 30 seconds, which I guess is a big achievement for me at least. This cube comes really nice out of the box and comes with incredible speed. The upper face is a bit slow, but I guess that is how square one works. I really think this is a really good square one, being that it is really cheap at 14 Australian dollars compared to the X-Men Vault 2. And by the way, this is the magnetic version. And finally, the lubes. If you're looking for any lubes, just get the ones I got. D&M 37, Silk and Traxxas 50K, because they can all do different things and are just the best quality lubes that are affordable. You can get these lubes from the Cubicle, but since I am really far from the United States, Daily Puzzles do offer these lubes on their store, so I just bought it from them. I think that the Cubicle make one of the best lubes as well as their custom cubes, so I strongly recommend buying from them. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell so that you will be notified on upcoming videos. That's it from me, and I will see you guys in the next video.